Yo guys, guess who's back? It's me again. Welcome to, unfortunately, solo power rankings of next season of GWA. So, main reason why we're doing solo is because the time zones really don't align well. Like, Steve isn't available every day, except for the day that I have worked the entire day. Same thing with offline, like he's very busy. So I'm doing this on my own, which hopefully means that this will not be as much of a waffle session as last time. Let's hope I can keep it under 2 hours on my own, but could be difficult. We're back on Scarlet and Violet as well, since Pokemon Champions has been a letdown so far. But that means Scarlet and Violet's same old format, you think? Nah, GWA, we never do same old format. So, I don't think... we didn't make any videos on the rule sets that were kind of copied. So, we're doing very crazy rules. Basically, I divided the dock in 3 tiers. You have tier A, and that's 15 points and above. You have tier B, which is 10 points to 14 points. And then you have tier C, which is 9 points and below. And for the Terra rules, you were allowed to choose a Terra type from each tier. So you had one tier A, 15 and above, one tier B, 10 to 14, and one tier C, 9 and below, with the tier A needing one Terra Stab typing. The tier B and tier C don't even need Terra Stab, and obviously you can't repeat Terra types once again. So, kinda crazy. Only caveat there is that the 3 Pokemon combined cannot cost more than 35 points. So, for example, you could draft a Meowscarada for 18 with Terra, and then you could also draft a Salamence for 14 with Terra, it's 32. So you only had a 3-pointer with Terra, for example, a Leafeon. So, yeah. We have some familiar faces. We are running this season with 12 people, so playoff rules are a little bit different too. Rather than top 8 make playoffs and have 8 out of 12 people into the playoffs, we're going to go with top 6 make playoffs. So first and second seed, they get a bye week. They go immediately into semifinals. With third seed definitely playing 6th seed and 4th seed playing 5th seed. So 3v6, 4v5, and they also go into the semifinals. 7 through 12 are eliminated. So a bit of a refresher, some new formats, some new playoff rules, but I'm hoping it will be fun. Anyway, for the start of the draft, we once again did the marble race, and with we, I mean Elliot, since my PC was not back available back then. And Mr. Elliot himself, he made sure that my marble finished last. And since we kept the same rules as last season, the person who won the marble race got to choose their draft position first. So Elliot won. Surprise, surprise, Mr. Elliot runs the draft league. And then he decides to also win the marble race, and so he can pick first. Okay, sure, mate. But then, second place in the marble race get to choose their pick. It doesn't mean I got 12th in the marble race. I didn't get 12th pick. I just didn't get to choose my spot. So let's see where I end up anyway. But let's start with these power rankings. Up first, the rigger himself, Mr. Elliot. He drafted Terra Latios round 1 because his wife, she really likes Latios, so he had to pick it. And then he added Darkrai once again, Palafin, which is kind of crazy, it was still around, probably the reason why he picked it. Cinderace, Tentacruel, some nice removal options in both of them. Skarmory is really bulky, which he needed, because his first 4 Pokemon are very offensive. I guess Latios can be defensive, but he needed some bulk. Sandyshox is a nice hazard setter, so Skarmory doesn't always have to run hazards. Dustbin is quite bulky, Chazot is bulky, and then Morpeko is a Grace pickup instead of Chimecho. I rate the Morpeko higher. And then the Standler is the Spectre Dancer. So if you look at these speed tiers, they are really damn sexy. Really damn sexy. That being said, there are a bit of fake speed tiers. Palafin is fake speed in my opinion. Most of the time you just run Adamant with Jet Punch. In my opinion though. Tentacruel is fake speed, if you run it max bulk, it won't have the 100 speed tier, which hits 328. Morpeko is a real speed tier, but it's not a real Pokemon, even though I do rate it. Dustbin is kind of fake speed, and same with Stanton, but some really good speed tiers. and some really good typings overall. I think like he has all the types he needs. Nah, he misses a ghost type, but I like he picked Terra Ghost on his Sandy Shock, so he can Terra the Sandy Shocks and just spin block immediately if he has a hazard set, which is quite great. So on Terra types, Latias needs to have Terra Stab, so he went for Dragon over Psychic, which makes sense. Steel also makes sense for to benefit from Levitate, but also to resist Ice, which Latias is weak to resist Fairy, which Latias is weak to. I like Fire types are super effective against Steel, which is and Fighting types, with Fighting types really don't want to deal with Latias type Psychic type. And then Fairy, because it's the best typing in the game, so these make sense in my opinion. Sandy Shocks, I already went over Ghost. Ice is obvious for the Ball Beam coverage. And then Terra Grass is good against like ground types, which Sandy Shocks doesn't really appreciate, and I do think it's just nice coverage. And the Dustman has Terra Water, since he didn't have Terra Water yet, he can just pick it up that. Then he has Terra Flying for one Pokemon in particular that we will mention later. Oh, I'm just seeing that the Dustman's Terra types on my dock, they aren't colored correctly. I'll change that after. Terra Flying, which I mentioned, and then Terra Ground, which in my opinion is a bit of a weird choice, but like he has some ideas with it, I imagine. So yeah, I think this team is quite decent. Quite the understatement as well. Like it's very threatening between physical attackers of Palafin and Cinderace, but then he also has a special nuke in Darkrai, Sandy Shocks, Terra Latias. He has a lot of setup options between Poke Palafin, Calm Mind Latias, Nasty Plot Darkrai. I think Cinderace also gets Bulk Up and Swords Dance. Even the Skarn can set up with Iron Defense, Body Press, and like Weak Armor Swords Dance, which I ran a few times, so I think this is a really good team. I am leaning towards A tier, mainly because of the speed tiers. Like, I could see this as a high B tier as well, but we'll see later when I have ranked every single team. So yeah, let's put Elliot into A tier for now. Next one. Oh, Mr. Harvey is back. And Harvey, he drafted Roaring Moon, which I do not like at all. Because the main reason why we are doing these crazy Terra rolls is because I really wanted to use Roaring Moon. And I really wanted to use Terra Roaring Moon. But since somebody rigged my marble to be very obese and very slow, I didn't have a chance. So Harvey did get the mascot pick in his Roaring Moon. Nice one, Harvey. He also has Terrapagos, which is a great spinner and like very bulky but also threatening Pokemon. Glowking, Landotirian, Klefki, Mesprit, Urshifu, Rapid Strike, Sinistcha, Lantern, Cryogonal, and Crocolore. And to flex, Harvey even has a point left over. So, speed tier wise, it's less sexy than Elliot's, but I think most teams' speed tiers, if not all speed tiers, if not all teams, their speed tiers will be less sexy than Elliot's. But they're still good. Like Roaring Moon is obviously very fast, very strong. Booster speed, it makes it even faster, and I would say even stronger too, but that's just wrong. It makes it even faster. Cryogonal, I guess, is fake speed, although it is semi-threatening, especially with the Terra types that he has on there. Urshifu is really good. Like 97 is decent enough. Like I think it's barely out of reach to run Adamant for like base 85s like he's doing Samurott, which I'm thinking about. It's a good speed tier. Landotirian. Like what I'm realizing with Harvey's team is like he has some bulky Pokemon that are really fast. Like not really fast, but like his fast Pokemon are quite bulky too. Roaring Moon is very bulky on the special side. Cryogonal is bulky on the special side. Urshifu has respectable physical defense. Landotirian is just a bulky Pokemon in general, and as his Terrapagos. Mesprit as well. Like it ladders down quite well. It's not insanely fast, but his speed tiers, like he's not missing in speed tiers. It's just a little bit slower. But like, do you really care if you have a Terra Roaring Moon? I kinda doubt it. If I had Terra Roaring Moon, I wouldn't care. But I don't have Terra Roaring Moon, obviously. He went for Terra Dark as his stab typing, which makes so much sense. Terra Fire to me is interesting. I don't really know why he went Terra Fire, unless it's also to all a very specific Pokemon. And Terra Flying makes a lot of sense for the booster acrobatic sets. On the Sinistcha, he has Fairy, Steel, and Fighting. Fairy makes sense because it's really annoying. Steel makes sense with Heat Proof. And then Fighting is interesting to me. Like I think I would have put water on the Sinistra and not really care about the Cryogonal. But hey, who am I? Cryogonal has electric, which makes a lot of sense for the Ball Beam as well. Terra Water, and then Terra Ghost. Terra Ghost is also a bit interesting. Like, I guess he can spin block with Cryogonal, but it's Cryogonal. I mean, yeah, like, I was gonna say he doesn't have a Ghost type, he has a Sinistra, so. Some interesting Terra types, but like, do you really care when you have Terra Roaring Moon? I Terra the Roaring Moon every week. So, I rate this team, especially the first 4 Pokemon, and then like Urshifu, Rapid, and Sinistra. It's a really annoying team that, in my opinion, will probably lean quite heavily on Roaring Moon, because it's kind of lacking on a special sweeper, unless you're running like Specs Terapagos, or like Calm Mind Terapagos, or Meteor Beam Terapagos. Other than that, your special attack is Sinistra, but like, it's Sinistra, like, you will probably run it bulky. I'd say this team is worse than Elliot's, even though I love the Roaring Moon, and I really like these 3 Pokemon, like Terapagos, Glowking, Lando T. It's really bulky, but I feel like if the Roaring Moon goes down, it's not that, like, it's going to be easier to defeat than Elliot's. Like, this team relies quite heavily on Roaring Moon, in my opinion. So, let's put it in B tier still. Like, it's still really good. And I could see it in A tier if, like, I think Elliot has one of the better teams and I bump some teams up. But, like, let's keep it like this for now. Alright. Next one. Paddy, who rebranded. I mean, he's still Claire King does, but he has a new logo. Paddy drafted my GOAT, Dragapult. Then he has Sneasler, Enamorous Incarnate. That's his favorite Terra type, Terra Cap apparently. Scizor, Overqwil, Donphan, Uxie, Moltres, Gyarados, Electivire, Kitty, and Whiscash. That's just there. Dragapult Sneasler makes sense. Fast Ghost, fast fighting, like they cover each other quite well. Pivot spam as well to go into the Enamorous, which can then break with Terra Fairy, Terra Fire, Terra Ghost. I think I'd have gone Terra Ground on the Enamorous, I'm not gonna lie. Over Ghost, like Fairy and Fire make a lot of sense. I don't really see Ghost when you have Dragapult. Although, like, Enamorous is a lot stronger than Dragapult, so who knows? Maybe Paddy knows better than I do. He definitely plays the Enamorous better than I do, because I refuse since it's so ugly. Scizor is a good pivot once again. Overqwil, Hazard Setter, that can't spin yet, because they have not given it Mortal Spin in Scarlet and Violet, only in Champions, which sucks. Donphan is the spinner then. Uxie is a bulky Pokemon, can Hazard, that can also pivot, like he has a lot of pivots. Moltres can pivot as well, also bulky. Gyarados is a really good B tier Terra Captain in my opinion. With Terra Flying you don't need Bounce anymore, you can just run Super Step Terra Blast on Dragon Dance sets, even on Bandit sets. Terra Ground, I guess for stronger EQs, and then Terra Grass makes sense as a relatively bulky type on it. Because like your fire types are going to cry themselves to sleep when you are Gyarados. Electivire then has Terra Steel, Terra Water, Terra Fighting. Water makes sense for Lightning, for Motor Drive, not Lightning Rod. Fighting, because it had to be a fighting type, I guess. And then Terra Steel for our Chalodon, which isn't drafted, so who knows. And the Whiscash. I mean, Whiscash just exists. Speed tier wise, team is good. Dragapult goes to Sneasler, goes to Enamorous. His 3 strongest Pokemon are also his 3 fastest Pokemon, which I really like. But like he has decent speed in his bulk as well, like 90 on Moltres, 95 on Uxie, 85 on Overqwil. And he has some slow pivots with the Scizor too, so I like this team quite a fair bit. I am biased, since it's Dragapult. So I think I would put this team, do I like it more than Harvey's? It's more fair than Harvey's. Like Harvey, I mean, Roaring Moon is a cheat code. Enamorous is just good. I feel like Roaring Moon is a cheat code. This team is probably more well-rounded than this one. But I rate the bulk of Harvey's more. So I think I'll put it slightly below Harvey and B tier. I'm going very much blind. I'm not going blind. I added all these teams to the doc and to the tier list and to the PowerPoint presentation, but I haven't prepared myself for these power rankings. So I'm just going on as going along. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Just that I haven't prepared. So, if my power rankings are a bit off, fuck off. I don't care. Next one, Mr. Mike. He drafted the Iron Valiant. So, Dragapult, Iron Valiant, they didn't go for top 2, they go top 3 and top 4. There it is. Terra Raging Bolt, my go to Gliscor, my Let's Go to Alomomola, Weavile, Bramblegast, Arcanine, my go again, Orthworm, Glowbro, Scyther, Dunsparce, and Vullaby. First 12 mob team. Right? 11. Yeah, first 12 point team. 12 mob team, excuse me. Yeah, Terra Raging Bolt is insanely. Like, it just nukes teams from out of existence. Terra Dragon makes sense as immediate step, and I do think Terra Dragon Dracos are better than like Terra Electric T-Bolt or Terra Electric Volt Surge or Terra Electric Thunderclap. Fairy makes sense to set up, and Water also makes sense to set up, so I rate both of them. The Arcanine has Fire, which he doesn't need to. He just wanted Terra Fire, so power to him. Terra Normal, which makes sense. Terra Grass, which makes sense. Scyther has Terra Flying, which he also didn't need, but that makes more sense than Terra Fire to me. Just very strong Technician, dual Wing Beats. Terra Steel, Bootleg Scissor, and Terra Ground for some more coverage. And yeah, speed tiers are good between Weavile and then Iron Valiant, Scyther. I will say it's a bit on the slower side. Like if Gliscor is your fourth fastest Pokemon, like Gliscor is going to be run bulky, I imagine. Arcanine is fake speed since it's the same as Palafin. It's just going to become an E-speed bot rather than a Jet Punch bot, in my opinion at least. Or it's bulky, which then again 95 is fake. Bramblegast I don't rate, unfortunately. Even though I have seen people get swept by Bramblegasts, but I don't rate it. Raging Bolt is really strong, but it isn't fast, and then other than that, his Pokemon are slow as balls. That being said, though, this team is going to be really hard to take down. Between Gliscor, Alomomola, Galarian Slowbro, like he has a Regen Core and then fake Regen and Gliscor. He has a Raging Bolt, and like his team can pivot to between Gliscor, Alomomola. Like they just pivot into his specs Raging Bolt. It's going to be really scary. And if the Raging Bolt can pick you up, then you still have Iron Valiant, which I haven't even talked about. It's really, like, in my opinion, Iron Valiant is the best when it can just be a cleaner. And it can really be a cleaner on this team between Bandit Arcanine, Bandit Weavile, Specs Raging Bolt, even the Scyther. So I rate this team. I do hate Alomomola, but I do like Gliscor. Do I think it's better than Paddy's? I'm going to have so many B tier teams, I already know. I don't know actually if I rate this team more than Paddy's. I like Dragapult more than Valiant. I like Bolt more than Enamorous. He doesn't really have something to deal with Scissor, but like Paddy doesn't really have anything to compare to Gliscor Aloe. So like this team I think is bulkier, while this team is more offensive. I think I'll go for Paddy higher than Mike, just barely though. Just based on the lower half of Mike's team. Like his budget Pokemon are worse. His budget Pokemon are worse than Paddy's budget Pokemon are. Yeah. So I'll put Mike in B tier as well. We can see some stuff change, I guess. Fifth is the GOAT himself, Steve SBU. He drafted Landorus and Gardner round 1, which I kinda like. In my opinion, it never gets drafted, so with Terra, I hope it does some work. Excadrill, so you can already see where this is going. Ogerpon, Wellspring, T-Tar, so it's a Sand team. Like the Landorus can also be Sand Force if he doesn't want to be Sheer Force, although why would you be Sand Force if you can be Sheer Force, I guess? Pheasantipity, Mandibus, Kyurem, Rotom Heat, Frigiraf, Houndstone, and Paldean Tauros. Some really good budgeting on his team. Like, if Paldean Tauros is your worst Pokemon, you did something right, in my opinion. That being said, his speed tiers are... I mean, his speed tiers are decent, his speed is just bad. If your fastest Pokemon is Ogerpon Wellspring, like, if you compare that to, for example, Elliot, that's his third or fourth fastest Pokemon, so... Steve is going to struggle a bit with speed, although he does have Excadrill and Sand, I guess, and Houndstone and Sand. But those are fake speed tiers. The Wellspring is good to deal with like water spam, like if somebody wants to bring manual rain, because spoiler alert, neither Pelipper or Politoed got drafted, then the Wellspring just sits on that, so it's good anti-rain tech to keep the sand, to dissuade people from bringing like rain dance to get rid of the sand. On his Terra types, he has Flying as stab for Landorus, which makes sense since it doesn't have a good flying move. Fire, I guess, for Corviknight and Skarmory, although like Skarmory gets nuked anyway, and you do have gravity stats as well, so I mean, I can see why, I guess. It's not bad, obviously. And Terra Rock, because we did some calcs during the draft, and if you put an AV on a Terra Rock Landorus Incarnate in the sand, it does live a Hydro Pump from Iron Bundle. I think it even lives a Specs Hydro Pump from Iron Bundle. So, kinda tragic Iron Bundle. Definitely on Fraud Watch. Excadrill has Fairy, Electric, and Ghost. Once again, Electric for Corviknight and Skarmory. Ghost to Spin Block, I guess. Or to just have a very good neutral offensive typing. And then Fairy for easy setup and also be the best typing in the game. And then Farigiraf has Water, Ground, and Poison. Maybe I'd have given Farigiraf Fairy and then given Excadrill like Super Step Ground. I could have seen myself do that. Because Farigiraf really likes to become a Fairy type. That being said, Water's really good in it, Poison's really good in it too, so... Yeah. This team to me is really threatening between Landorus and Incarnate, which is very strong, obviously. Both on physical and special side, like, let's not underestimate the physical Landorus Incarnate, especially with Sand Force. And then Excadrill, obviously, in Sand, Open Wellspring, T-Tar. He even has a Kyurem hidden in there somewhere, so... Really strong, quite bulky too, between like T-Tar, Faz, Mandibus, Rotom Heat. Like, his team has offense that I like, his team has defense that I like. It's just the speed that I don't like. But that being said, I like these mons. Like, I really do like these mons. And based on that, like, I think bulk-wise it's better than... It's comparable to Mike. Like Gliscor, Aloe, Glowbro, Faz, Mandibus. I mean, he has better bulk. Mike has better bulk. But like, just barely. And offense, I feel like Steve wins out. And then if you compare it to Paddy, I think offense... Offense, I think it might be close, and on bulk I like Steve's more. So based on that, I think I'll just rank Steve in here. I still like the Harvey team more, mainly because of Roaring Moon, Glowking, Terrapagos. Like, we have some really good teams. Like, I have put Mike as the worst team so far, and I really like his team. So, 60. Zach is back. Let's go. Zach drafted Terra Ursaluna Blood Moon. My god, Blood Moon. Spectrier round 2. Which, yeah, I like Blood Moon as a Spectrier answer, so if you have both of them on the same team, very fun. Ogobon Cornerstone was one of the Tier B Terra captains I was looking at, actually. Like, I really wanted Roaring Moon with Ogobon Cornerstone, but since Roaring Moon was was off the table, so was Ogobon Cornerstone, I guess. Metagross, Quavo, Electros, Chiyu, Swalot, Primarina, Spyros, Meganium, and Chimecho. His budgeting was a little bit different, especially compared to Steve, but like, his high tiers are so stupid strong. Like, if you think Ursaluna Blood Moon isn't enough as a special nuke, you still have a Spectrier and the Chiyu. And if you think, and even the Primarina. And then you also have, as a physical nuke, you have the Ogopon Cornerstone with Super Stab Rock, which is stupidly strong. Metagross, Quavo. This team is offensive as hell. It's very offensive. It's kinda lacking on the bulk part, like designated bulky Pokemon. It doesn't have a Corviknight or a Gliscor and a Alomola, for example. That being said, Blood Moon is a bulky Pokemon, Metagross is a bulky Pokemon, Quavo can be ran bulky, Primarina is a bulky Pokemon, and then all his budget Pokemon like Eel, Swalot, Spyros, Meganium, Chimecho, they're all bulky, so he has some bulk, but it's definitely an offensive team. His speed tiers are nice. he does have a bit of a gap between Spectre and Corner Pond, so like Darkrai's of the world, I think, can roam free with like Modest. I'm not sure if like Greninja and Meow, I think still get outspat if they run Adamant or Modest compared to a Jolly Corner Pond. But then yeah, Spectre, Corner Pond, Chiyu, Quavo. It's good. Quavo is fake speed, but in a good way, since an Aqua Step it just goes. I think at +1, it barely outspeeds Dragapult, so it's very fast. Other than that, his team is slow as balls. I'm not sure he has Trick Room. Maybe Metagross gets it. Maybe Chimecho gets it. I don't think anything else. Blood Moon on Trick Room? Kinda scary. Terra Normal makes sense for new Blood Moons. Terra Ghost is interesting to me. I don't really know what he's thinking there. Unless it's like, it's an immunity to CC, which Blood Moon is otherwise weak to. Terra Fairy makes a little sense to just set up with Calm Mind. Corner Pond doesn't have to choose. And then Chimecho has Terra Steel for the Levitate benefits. Terra Poison for the Levitate benefits. And Terra Fire. You'll see a lot of Terra Fire. Because I'm a spoiler, Ogerpon Halfling can Terra. So you'll see a lot of Terra Fire to deal with that. Yeah, to rank this team, I think it's more threatening than both Paddy and Mike, just because of the sheer power. Bulk-wise, it's a bit lacking. I feel like I like Paddy's bulk more than I like Zag's bulk. So it's definitely Mike versus Zag then, right? To rank this. I feel so bad putting one of them in lower than B, so I won't. Like these are really good teams. Maybe I'll just be a little bit more kind to Elliot, even though I don't want to. I think the Terra caps of Zag are better than those of Mike. But Mike's bulk is better. I think I'll still put Zag ahead, just on the Terra caps. But it's close. It's close. Alright. Next is Milk. I'm very happy Milk's back. She's always very fun to play. And she drafted a full girl boss team. With Hydreigon. So she drafted Tinkaton round 1. Meow Stick. Funny actually. We were talking about... she wanted Meow round 2. Meow. So I assumed Meowscarada. And I told her that Meowscarada is not making it to you round 2. I told her Meow is making it to you round 2. And she was like, how? Since when are people rating Meow? And I'm like, in GWA we all like Meow. So, Meowscarada got drafted in round 1. And she didn't even give a... She didn't even botch under the Meow snipe, quote unquote. And then she drafted Meow Stick. And then I realized, oh, we're talking about a different Meow. So, Meow Stick, she has both. It's there. Ogre Ball is good. These are all girls. Blaziken is her favorite Pokemon. It's also Base Ace, so I guess it counts as a girl boss. And then all the other Pokemon are girls. Girls. And Hydreigon is on Iris, her team. So, I guess it also makes sense. No need really to actually go over this. Like, speed tiers are surprisingly good for a team that's just been drafted because of they are girl bosses. Like, there isn't much thought in like, how are my speed tiers looking? But they look good. The type chart is going to be a bit problematic with all these fairies and all these grass types, I imagine. But it's a really cool team. Blaziken will always be a nuke. Like, even though it's a funny team, Terra Blaziken can just run through teams if they are unprepared. I would have gone Terra Fire on Blaziken over Terra Fighting though. But I guess she wants a bulky fire type to deal with the fire pun. Terra Ground on Serena. Super Stab, Terra Rapid Spin. Could be funny. And then Diancie is also really annoying. Like, I almost forgot to talk about Diancie. I put it in tier B because I really didn't want anyone to get a tier C Diancie. Kind of hoping that nobody would draft Diancie for once, but no, Girl Boss Diancie is on the team. Terra Water, Terra Ghost, Terra Steel. She doesn't have Terra Fairy. She's crazy. Milk, if you're watching, and you should be watching, get Terra Fairy on something on your team. Like, the answer makes so much sense, even though it doesn't need to. But yeah. It's a funny team, but it's objectively the worst. I could put it in D tier, could put it in C tier. I'm feeling mean. Let's put it in D tier. Oh, by the way, Milk also has a new logo. I mean, it's just a bit more of a logo than just a white PNG of Appleton and El Carini. So, hope you all like it. Up next, me! I also have a new logo. Made it myself. I really like it. Like, let's talk about my logo first. I wanted Sviel being shot out of the Arsenal cannon. And it's actually the Arsenal badge with the cannon in red and white, because Arsenal plays in red and white, with the Sviel and the navy hat. I very much love it. I'm very happy with it. So, I hope you all are too. For my team, I am the one who drafted Ogre upon Heartflame. Because if I can't get my Roaring Moon nuke, I'll get my Fireball nuke. So, yeah. I drafted Corviknight round 2 because I was kind of set on Roaring Moon Corviknight and I didn't want Corviknight to go into anyone else. So, got Corviknight, Greninja because I needed speed, Garchomp, Sylveon, Okidogi, Milotic, Torkoal, Ursaring, Rotom, Charizard, and Electabuzz. I may as well make this a bit of my draft analysis. So, Ogre Heartflame, like I said, I wanted Roaring Moon and Ogre Cornerstone. But when the Roaring Moon went, I had to think for alternatives. I basically went like, in all the tier A tiers, there's nothing really that compares to Roaring Moon, like sheer power, speed, and setup potential. So I just went like, if there isn't an alternative to it, I may as well just get what I want the most. And I saw the Fire Pond, and I knew it was insane. And the thing that pushed me over the edge was like, I did some calcs with Terra Rock Bomb. I think if you go Super Stab Terra Rock on Corner Pond versus a max HP Annihilate, that's Terra Water for example. Let's go Terra Fairy. Like Terra Fairy max HP Annihilate gets 2-shot by Ivy Cudgel from Corner Pond. So I like that. But Terra Fairy Annihilate with max HP gets 1-shot by Terra Fire Open Heartflame. It is so damn strong. So I just grabbed it. Which also means that I didn't need the Corner Pond anymore, hence why I don't have it. I wanted Corviknight as like my court mandated favorite Pokemon. I always need one of my favorites on my team. And since I didn't really want Gliscor this time, I kind of went for Pokemon without quad weaknesses. At least my bulky Pokemon don't have quad weaknesses. So I went for Corviknight. Nice hazard removal for the for the Fire Pond, which in my opinion is very important. Nice slow pivot to like going to Corviknight, U-turn out, going to Fire Pond, bonk. And then I really wanted Tinglu round 3, but I kind of saw like all the speed was gone. Like if you go back, like not Milk, but here Spectre already went. Right here Sneasel already went, Dragapult already went, Iron Valiant already went, Roaring Moon already went, Darkrai went. Like all the speed was kind of going already. And I think at that moment in time, only Pokemon above 120 that were high tiers were Weavile, Gren, and Bundle. And I didn't want Bundle, I don't like it. And I also didn't really want Weavile with Fire Pond because then I am very weak to rock on my most offensive Pokemon. So I just drafted Gren again. Really like Gren. So it's a good Pokemon. It's a special Pokemon as well for the physical Fire Pond. And then obviously my Tinglu will Sniped. So yeah. I looked at the dock and I saw like almost everyone already had their ground type or their dragon type. And at that moment in time, they still had Garchomp, there still was Sandy Shocks, there still was Donphan, there still was Crocodile. There were a lot of ground types still on the board, so... Spoiler, like the Garchomp wasn't something I picked up in Grace, but I knew I wanted this by Tinglu backup. I just let it sit on the board and drafted everything before it first. Because I kind of knew nobody was drafting Garchomp. But like, I got Garchomp in the end, because I really wanted it. It's good backup for Tinglu in my opinion. It's not as bulky, but it's stronger, it's fast. I really like fast EQ spammers, so I kind of like the idea of Garchomp. But I can also set up Spikes, I can also set up Stealth Rocks. Like at this moment in time, on my 4 Pokemon, I have 3 ones with spikes. Who am I? I never draft spikes. Now I suddenly have 3 out of 4 of my Pokemon. But yeah, Garchomp, it's really nice. It's a bulky Pokemon, it's a strong Pokemon. Unfortunately, it can't pivot or it can't Dragon Dance. It's also a Pokemon I drafted before and I enjoyed, so hopefully I'll still enjoy it now. And then I grabbed Sylveon, because I really wanted a good fairy type. Because usually I don't really care about fairies, because most of them I just don't really like. I like Faz, I like Sylveon, I like Azu and I like Prim. But Azu and Prim, they're a water fairy type, which is obviously great. But in this format I wanted a water type, and I wanted a fairy type, and I didn't want a water fairy type. And especially with this format, when your Hydro Pokemon can Terra, I didn't want to rely on my Terra types to cover for Fairy, for example. So I really wanted a good Fairy, which is a natural Fairy. So I grabbed Sylveon quite early. It's low as well in 10 points. I made it quite cheap, so good that I benefit from it. Good Wish Passer, good Special Wall, can also be invested physically, since Steel and Poison are its only weaknesses and they aren't too strong. Other than Sneasel, of course. So it's a nice Pokemon. Can also pivot into my Fire Pump, for example, or into my even into my Garchomp. Could Wish Pass back into my Fire Pump, which is nice. So I really like this Pokemon. Then I grabbed Okidogi. That's also a Grace pickup. At first I had Mew, and I really like Mew with Terra, but that's kind of the issue. I like Mew with Terra. I don't like Mew without it. And when I have a Terra Fire Pump, when will I ever Terra Mew? Not that often, so I grabbed Okidogi over the Mew, which I kind of realized mid-draft already, so it was also a Grace pickup, but I just had in mind. It's a very good answer for Rock types, which I am scared of, but with my Fire Pump and like my other Pokemon that you can see on the board. But it's also really good against Sneasler. Like, it's good against fighting types, it's good against poison types that Sylveon doesn't like. It's a really bulky Pokemon, and with Terra I can set up so easily. I put both Fairy and Water on it, since Ogerpon only needs one typing. And Okidogi with Terra Fairy is really bulky, Okidogi with Terra Water is really bulky. And then I went for Terra Dark. I kind of wanted Ghost to be more of a bulky spin blocker. But my only Dart type is a Greninja, so that already is very different. Greninja is a special attacker, Okidogi is a physical attacker. And most of the time my Greninja won't even be a Dark type, since it's Protean. So I kind of needed a Dark type, put it on Okidogi. I guess you can go wrong with Stab Knockoff having a chance to poison, so really like the Okidogi. I grabbed Milotic as my bulky Water to help with Sylveon. I have a really bulky Fairy, I have a really bulky Water. I kind of have a bulky Ground as well in Garchomp. I have a really bulky Steel. In my opinion, I have really good bulk. Milotic can also pivot, has reliable recovery. With Flame Orb, I can just become very physically bulky, but I also have competitive for like Intimidators or to dissuade Stickywass from going up against me. So I really like Milotic. It's one of my favorite bulky Waters, if not my favorite bulky Water. So can't really go wrong. And then I grabbed Torkoal, which is a second spinner. I mean a first spinner, but a second way of removal. But more importantly, it sets up the sun for my Ogerpon. Yeah. Ogerpon Hard Flame with Terra Fire gets a permanent attack boost every time it comes into battle. It's not like the Zamazenta or Zacian ability, it's only once per battle. Every time it comes in, it gets the attack boost. In the sun. Yeah. I don't really know any head calcs right now to give as an example, but bro is strong. It's kind of what I want. That being said, like Torkoal is also a good stealth rocker. It can rapid spin, it can set up the sun, can kind of counter other weather teams, even though sand is not its greatest matchup. Rain and snow are undrafted, but then again, it's a good Pokemon. I quite enjoy Torkoal, even though people always tell me that Ninetales is better. I like Torkoal. So up next, I grabbed Ursaring, which is my go-to ghost answer. Like if I face Spectre or if I face Dragonbolt, Ursaring is quite good against both of them, since it can't get Will-O-Wisped. I mean, it can get Will-O-Wisped, but then I just get my Guts, which is really nice. It's not a special Pokemon either, so like Calm Mind Spectre doesn't go out of hand. It's a good answer for that. Stab Facade, Eviolite, good Pokemon, nothing more to say. Grab Rotom as my ghost type, which is a spin blocker, but with Levitate it's also really nice. Like, this is one of the best Pokemon to handle the elephants like Greatusk, Iron Threads, and Donphan. So I quite like this Pokemon. Obviously have to be wary about the coverage moves like knockoff and stuff like that. Or if they click Smackdown, then I need to worry about EQ or Headlong from Dusk. But I've seen Rotom be an issue in multiple leagues. I hate facing Rotom, so I might as well grab it for myself. Good speed tier 2, I guess. Charizard is my tier C Terra Captain to benefit from the sun and to just be a special nuke. Because at the moment my team is quite physical with Ogerpon, with Garchomp, and Okidogi. Obviously I have Greninja, but it can also be ran physically, so kinda needed more special attack. Charizard is a really good one. I went Terra Ground to kinda dissuade anyone from bringing Terra Fire for my Ogerpon. Like, almost everyone has Terra Fire, because it deals well with Ogerpon's stab moves. So I went Terra Ground on the Charizard to scare people from doing that. It's also just really nice coverage. Terra Grass is also really nice coverage. And then I went for Terra Flying to have Super Stab on my Terra Blast, but I can also run some funny sets with Acrobatics, so why not? I like the Pokemon, and like, what's the team? Like, if you look at my team, I have Greninja, I have Garchomp, I have Sylveon, I have Rotom, I have Charizard, and I even have an Ogerpon. I have so many Game Freak personal favorites. I assume I get the luck stat. I assume the game loves me, because I drafted all the popular Pokemon. I'm really only missing Lucario and Mimikyu. Other than that, I have basically everything. So hopefully that works too. And for my last, I picked up Electabuzz. Even flexed with having a point left over. Like, I know Harvey has a point left over too, but I have 12 ones, so I actually didn't spend my full budget. Electabuzz is basically Baby Electivire, which I enjoyed. So it was kind of the Pokemon in 1 and 2 points that I liked the most on my team. I was debating Alolan Golem for Sturdy with Custom Berry Explosion. I was debating Illumise for prankster stuff, but I feel like the Electabuzz has more utility. It can also be like a kind of sneaky Specs Pokemon with T-Bolt, because it's fast. It has screens, I think. It has knockoff. It's okay. I kind of like it. And I just had the points left over, so why not? Speed-wise, my team looks good. It's not the fastest, even though I have 5 months above 100. It's mainly Gren and Ogerpon Harflame. I wish my team was a little bit faster, but my speed tiers look good. Like, I don't have glaring gaps. I think my biggest gap, other than Earthstring into Torkoal, might just be Okidogi into Corviknight. Just kind of nuts, so my speed tiers look good. I like my team. I'm not going to rank it though. Like, I don't have a Samurott, so I can't even put myself into S for Samurott, which is sad. I'll just stay into my the bottom tier. But hey, look at my logo again. I like my logo. This was basically my draft analysis, so have fun with that. Up next, we have Talk. He's my week 1. He has a Terra Dio speed. Then he drafted Hammerod. As for Samurott, even though it's the wrong one, Iron Threads, Zapdos, Hatterene, Annihilate, Avalok, Thwackey, Grafaiai, the Orphan, Regidrago, and then Flareon. Speed tier wise, team looks good. Obviously has a massive gap between Dio and Grafaiai, but like, every team has gaps with Dio. So, like, his speed from Grafaiai onwards are really good. Grafaiai, I think, is a shit Pokemon, but it has some utility with Prankster, and I think it has Prankster at least. I know it has Unburden, so it has some utility. That's why I drafted Thwackey as well, to benefit from the Unburden. Iron Touch is really good removal. Zapdos is really bulky. Like, his fast Pokemon like Iron Touch, Zapdos, and Annihilate, they can all be bulky too, which is quite nice. Hammerod for the easiest spikes in the world, so your Dio doesn't have to run spikes, which in my opinion is just a plus, even though it can do it. Yeah, really good team. Dio Speed, in my opinion, was one of the best Terra captains. I'm kind of surprised it lasted until pick 9. Obviously, Terra Psychic is required and never going to be brought, unless he finds a specs weak for it, I guess. But Fairy is one of the easiest slap on Terra types ever. Surprised he went for the electric over fighting, to be honest. Because like when I had Dio speed in MMC, I didn't enjoy it too much because I never wanted to run Focus Blast and Superpower just isn't it. So I guess I would have put Terra Fighting on it. He has it on Avalok. I guess for Body Press. I would still put it on Dio. Speaking of Avalok, he has Terra Poison and Terra Water. Water makes sense. Poison is new. I would have put Ghost on it, for sure. So, gonna be interesting to see what Poison does. I guess Absorb T-Spikes. And you can get Toxic Salt. Like, okay. And then Regidrago also has the wrong Terra Ground. I also have to change that. Can we go Terra Dragon for Super Step, Terra Ground, which makes sense for Steel types, and then Terra Steel, which makes sense for Fairy types. So, obviously really good. I like this team a lot. It's like Paddy, very general. Like it doesn't have a clear cut win con like my Fire Pump, for example, or Harvey's Roaring Moon. But like it can go a lot of different ways. Like even the Dio, he can go bulky Terra Fairy with hazards. Like he doesn't even need to be offensive, even though I think it's the best way to go. He has decent removal and threats and Avalok. They can both spin, and then Hatterene has the magic bounce. So good team. It's really annoying to pivot against this team because Annihilate loves to bait in U-turns for the Rage Fist, and Zapdos with a U-turn just has a static proc. So I think this team is going to be tough to take advantage of. Let's look at my tier list. I have Mike and his Iron Valiant team as my lowest team right now. Not gonna lie, I do think I like Mike's team more because it's more immediately threatening. Like I don't see anything which is as strong as a Terra Raging Bolt, and he still has Iron Valiant as well. So honestly, I will put Tog in C tier, but I'm going to change my tiers around. I'll change a little bit. So let's put Mike in C as well, and I think I could put let's keep Zach in here, and let's make B plus. Let's make C B minus. Because like these are really good teams. I don't want them to be C tier teams. And then Milk doesn't have to. This can just be the girl boss tier. So yeah, I think I like that because this is a really good team once again. Just compared to the other teams, I think I like the others more so far. I'm not saying this is my least favorite team, not at all, because I do like this team a lot. It has a Samurai after all. Like, you should know, Talk. In my heart, your team is here. But I have to be objective for once. Objective as far as I can be, at least. Anyway. Next. Crep. She has the Miascarada. This is such a Crep team. Crep with an E, not Crep with an A. Miascarada, Terra Komodo, Iron Moth, Screamtail, Terra Mamoswine, Fortress, Washtom, Terra Bellybolt, Miss Magis, Staraptor, and Noctowl. Honestly, all these mons come with the Crep label, other than Washtom and Fortress, which kind of stick out to me on Crep's team. But like, yeah, if I didn't know who drafted this team, I would look at these mons and I'd kind of know it was Crep. She lost Miascarada, which is really good. Como with Terra's like T-Crep Terra Captain, in my opinion. Her Terra types are interesting though. Because like, I looked at Como as well when Roaring Moon went. But I didn't really know what Terra types to put on it. I would kind of have gone normal for Boom Burst. And I think I would have chosen Fighting over Dragon as well, not gonna lie. So that's interesting. I know she mentioned Terra Poison to me, which is good for her. Like, she likes Terra Poison. I don't really know what it does. So, I guess it's a Fairy resist, because Combo is quite weak to Fairy. That could make sense, even though Steel does that as well, and I think I like Steel more. But yeah, Fairy is obviously really good. I'm sorry, something stuck in my mouth. Oh, pause. Unfortunate. Let's continue anyway. Iron Moth is a very especially offensive Pokemon, which with the right investment they can be quite bulky too, so It's obviously very strong, it's quite fast as well. Mamoswine, she loves. I skipped over Screamtail. She loves Screamtail. Bulky Pokemon, that's fast. Fast Encore, Baton Pass. Gets Stealth Rocks too, T-Wave. This Pokemon is very crap coded. Mamoswine is one of her favorite Terra captains, which makes sense again. Super Step Ground. And then Fire, I guess, for the Ogerpon, even though Fire is also really good for the Corviknight and Skarmories, who otherwise will the Mamoswine. And Terra Grass for Super Trailblaze. Don't forget. Fortress is a spin Pokemon and also a hazard setter. Washdom is a bulky water. Even though she hates it and I hate it, I think it looks good on her team, unfortunately. Terra Bellable I love. Terra Water, Terra Flying, Terra Ghost. Can't go wrong with those. Like, Poison would have been nice on it, but obviously Ghost is as well. Fair would have been nice on it, but it's better on Combo, so yeah, can't go wrong with Terra Bellibolt. Miss Wages is a fast spin blocker, which is always nice. Staraptor is very strong, and then Noctowl is one of her favorite shit ones. Speed tiers look good. It's kind of funny how she has 3 Pokemon in 80, and then basically 4 Pokemon between 100 and 110. I know Screamtail is 111, but like, just give me that. Like, her speed tiers are kind of clustered together. Here you have excuse me. Here you have 4 Pokemon that are kind of close together. Here you have 3 Pokemon that are kind of close together. Outlier Meow, outliers below Mamoswine. So this is very much a Crep team. I like it. Unfortunately for Crep, I'm usually very different to her. Like she left me a few picks, and I even told her flat out, I really like you, because we always have different ideas. Like, somebody else leaves a pick and I'm like, shit, I wanted this as well. With Crep, I never have that. We draft very differently. So to me, it's kind of between Toga and her. Oh, spoilers. I think I rate the Terra Caps on Crep's team more. I mean, I rate the Dio higher than the Komo, but I really like the Memo and the Bellibolt. Although Tog has a Regidrago, so like he forces you to bring your Fairy type, I guess. But he doesn't really have the best Pokemon to take advantage of that, unless he goes Terra Steel as Regidrago. I think these two teams are quite close together, but Tog has a Samurott. So sorry, Crep. Next is Josh, who also rebranded. This is like the most. I think this is the 5th new logo because Zach also has a new logo. So like we have Paddy, Zach, Josh, Milk, and me. All 5 have new logos. So a lot of rebrands. Josh gets Terra Volcarona, which is insane that it lasted this far. He was number 11. He gets Terra Volcarona. Crazy. Great Tusk. Like, he had the same idea as me. We both drafted the Terra Captain very weak to Stealth Rock, so we just grabbed a really good remover. He has Great Tusk, I have Corviknight. Then he got Jirachi, which is a good Pokemon, very annoying. Iron Bundle, because he also needed speed. Patron is really bulky. Rillaboom is really good actually, because both Jirachi and Patron don't like EQ. So Rillaboom can just put the terrain up. And Great Tusk doesn't care, since it has Headlong Rush. So I really like this pick. Azumarill is really good. Like, he has a Banded Aqua Jet and a Banded Grassy Glide priority again with this team. Kinda crazy. Komala is a very good budget Pokemon. Deals with Spectre quite well. Rapid Spins, Knuckles, Wish Passes even, so very good budget. Bombardier is funny. I do like it. I'm not sure it gets Defog, I don't think it does. But it gets Knockoff and like its ability is quite decent, so you have a 3rd stab with Rock. Raichu is a nice Terra Captain. And then Ariados for budget webs. Speed tiers are a bit weird, like there's a big gap between Raichu and Bundle. And like, are people going to respect Raichu? I think they should, because Terra Ice is always good for Bolt Beam. Terra Flying is also good because you become immune to ground, which was your only weakness, and you do have Lightning Rod, so you can't even get them T-bolted back. And then Fairy is always good. On the Volcarona, like, man, I'm talking about Terra Caps. He has Fire, Water, Grass, which in my opinion is the best way to go. Water is really easy setup, while Grass kind of covers all the weaknesses regular Volcarona has, and you get Stab on your Energy Ball, so you don't even need Terra Blast. I mean, Stab on your Giga Drain. I don't think Volcarona gets Energy Ball actually, but Stab on Giga Drain is always nice. And then Jirachi has ground, ghost, and steel. Steel, I think I really like, even though he doesn't need stab. I would have put steel in it as well, because the main downside with Jirachi, in my opinion, is that it's psychic type. So you just lose your psychic type and you go Terra Steel. Super stab, flinch out on heads as well. Goes to spin block and then ground, I guess, since it's a good type, and he kind of used already all the other good types, so I don't hate it. It's an interesting type. Anyway, bulk wise, it's really bulky in a weird way, because like Jirachi is bulky but can be offensive. Tusk is bulky but is also offensive. Volcarona, Azumarill, and Rillaboom, neither of them are frail, but they're offensive Pokemon in my opinion. There's kind of a standout bulky Pokemon lacking other than Petulant. Like he doesn't have, like Petulant is comparable to Corviknight, Glasgow, and Mola, stuff like that. But this is only one in my opinion. So this team is very offensive. Obviously Komala can be bulky, and Bob Berger I guess can be bulky too. But in my opinion, this is a very offensive team. He does have good pivots though, like Jirachi can U-turn, Iron Bundle can flip turn and U-turn. Petulant has Party Shot, Rillaboom can U-turn, Komala, Bombardier, Ariados. Not Ariados, Raichu. I think Ariados can U-turn, I'm not too sure. Like, it's good. It's a good team. I really like the Pokemon he drafted. I'm not sure they fit together all too well, even though I did say that the Rillaboom terrain is really good on this team, and then he has priority spam to help the Volcarona. And he has really good removal in Tusk, and he also has Komala. So I guess the team works together. It's just a team I wouldn't have imagined. That's the word. I would have imagined this team to get drafted. Like other teams, for example, like especially Talks. Talks team looks like it makes sense. Like Hammerot, Threats, Annihilate, Hatterene, they all make sense together. Dio Speed is good. Like this is a team you could see together. This team is more like it fits together, but it's a combination I haven't seen yet. So, if you know what I mean, I do like it. I think I like it more than Crep's. I don't think I like it more than Talks. Cause Samurott. So let's put it here. Oh crap. I don't think you have a bad team. Like all these teams are. How am I putting Elliot as first? Do I think Elliot has the best team? Interesting. I'll go over them again at the end. Last team to rank for now is Mr. Cannibalt. Welcome to GWA. He has Terra Torn-T, Golnago, he has a Tinglu that I wanted, Terra Caldio, Clef, fucking Bike, Rotomo, Harkanine, Weezing, Repska, and Dugong. Fun fact, I think he's the only one who actually read the entire rule set. Because a Revival Blessing is allowed. And if you look at my team, for example, if you think my Electabuzz is gone, I would have 2 points left for one Pokemon. Look at how many points the Repska is. Yeah. I think I'm the first person in history to get sniped of a Repska. It's just so funny. Anyway. This is the first time I look at his speed tiers and I didn't know Torn-T and Bike had the same speed tier. Interesting. His speed tiers are a bit wonky. Like from Torn or Bike to Caldio is fine. Caldio to Harkanine isn't ideal. And then like Rotom isn't defensive per se, but it isn't offensive either. Golden same thing. Then you drop to Dugong. Like it's a bit of a slow team, but like he does have an E-speeding Arcanine, and he does have 2 very fast regenerator spammers with U-turn. So I guess his team on paper looks slow, but in battle it won't be. If you get what I mean. Golden Tinglu is nasty to break, especially with a Torn and Bike regen core. And then he even has a Clefable. This team is bulky as balls. For Terra types, Flying is the only type that the Tornadus could get, but it's also its best typing in my opinion. Fighting makes sense for the Steel types. And then Fairy as a really annoying regenerated Pokemon. Caldio has Terra Water, which is interesting since he didn't need it to. But I guess Super Step never goes wrong. Electric is really good on Caldio to break the bulky waters. And then Ground, which is also once again the wrong one. I mean, it's not the wrong typing, for if I'm confusing people. If you just look closely, it's the wrong color on the dog. Like, it should be the light pink, and it's like the more dark pink, so. I made that mistake a few times. I'm going to change that at the talk, not in my PRs. But yeah, ground also makes sense to deal with the electric types. And then the Repska has 3 Terra types, which I don't really care about, since it's just a revival blessing, not in my opinion. I'm sorry, Repska, I don't respect you at all with a revival blessing. Yeah, I think offensively this team is lacking, because you are very reliant on an offensive Torn T, or on Calvio or Harkonine to break. Harkonine can, but I would have really liked Terra. But I think Calvio is better with Terra than Harkonine. Because Calvio without Terra is not as good as Harkonine without Terra. In my opinion, at least. So, looking at this team... I mean, I don't have to look at this team. This is the worst team in the league. Because he has Cyclizar. But it's a really good team. It's honestly a really good team. Yeah. Am I happy with my... No. Like, this tier list is wrong. I don't think Elliot is the standout team. I think Elliot has a really good team, but I don't think he has the standout team. Like, Elliot. I mean, it's offensive and it's bulky. So I get, like, I agree with an A tier team. I think I can put Harvey up as well. And I should put Mike up as well, because then it's kind of symmetrical. Yeah. I like that. And what I like even more is to change B- to B and to change B. I mean, I could keep B+. You know what? Let's see. Let's make this A-. Nah. Yeah, let's make this A-. Let's make this A, because there aren't any S tier. Yes, I like this. I like this. A-. Zach can be in there, yeah. And then I like this. Let's do it like this. And then make this B for Girl Boss. And make this Sphere. Yes. Alright. I kind of like this. I'm not going to lie. I have to be honest, like, I wasn't objective with my rankings. Because we have Cyberot, Cyclizar. But I do think that these teams, I like the 5 above them more. And these could be interchanged, even though I do think I like Mike's the most. So I guess this makes sense. Yeah. I think this makes sense to me. Alright. I'm gonna keep it at that, because I'm hungry. And I think I've been talking for way too long already. So, yeah. Thank you all for watching, everyone. Week 1 is this weekend. I play Talk on Saturday. So, have fun with that. And yeah, I hope you are excited for GWA as well. Hopefully it's the last one on Scarlet and Violet. And they update Pokemon Champions really soon, because I would really like to play with Mega Pokemon. But for now, let's have some delusional Terra rules, shall we? Anyway, thank you all for watching. And peace!